Alright, so I made a blunder, a little doo-doo, a little oopsie, and I was supposed to record the sandpit workout that I did today as, you know, some little interesting stuff for this video. Now, I'm not gonna go redo the sandpit workout that I just did because it killed me. But I figured we can do something fun today, and we can it's hot out. It's hot out in Oregon, and gonna fill up the little kiddie pool that I have and, you know, relax. We're gonna relax together, and we're gonna have a little talk. Now, before you guys go down to the comments and start blasting me for, you know, saying speed isn't all that important, just hear me out, okay? It is a little bit of clickbait because, of course, speed to a degree is very important, but there are different aspects to it that I'm gonna cover later in the video that hopefully you'll understand what I mean when I say speed isn't everything. Now, let's turn the mood to a little bit of a positive one. Let's go ahead and vibe, let's relax, and I'll set up what I need to set up. Cold, just a little. It's nice because usually my clothes are all wet because of sweat, and for once it's because of water. And honestly, it's so hot out, this feels amazing. I don't care if it's a little bit cold, but it's starting to warm up. I feel good. Well, let's just get right down to it. Let's talk. You guys want to know why I think speed doesn't matter, and I'm here to tell you. Now, listen, of course speed is a good thing to have. I would never say I wouldn't want to be fast. In fact, it's probably one of the things that I want most of all is I want to be fast. That being said, it is not the only thing that goes into making a good athlete. You can be good and fast, but if you're just fast, it doesn't exactly mean you're good. You got about 5% of the equation. When it comes to football, you know, you gotta be able to move, you gotta be able to cut, you gotta be able to move side to side, you gotta be quick, athletic, strong, all these different things. Speed is only about 5% of it. Now, all of these kind of work into each other, so if you are strong, you have a better chance of being fast. That's not exactly true if, you know, all you do is lifting and just strength work. It doesn't mean you're gonna be fast, but it means you have a better chance of being fast, especially if you're training the right way. Oh my God, it's hot. Anyways, I think that it's important to be fast, of course, but I also think it's just as important to be quick and fast in a 5-yard radius compared to a 40-yard straight line. In football, it's a lot more applicable to be able to be just as fast moving sideways and being able to react and predict different things in football than just being straight line fast. I say this constantly, if you're not able to adapt, if you're not able to play multiple positions or just be a general athlete, I always preach, just try and be the best athlete you can. Don't specialize. I really don't believe in specializing unless you're a specialist, like you're a long snapper, you're a punter, but even then, they want you to be athletic, they want you to be able to run down the field on special teams, but I digress. I think it's important to be an overall athlete and just be able to do a bunch of different things than just one thing really good. Now, that being said, there are exceptions to what I'm saying too. Take a punt returner. Think of one that's really good. You know, it doesn't mean that they're the best athlete on the field. They're probably the fastest. That's probably what got them there, is because of their speed. But they're also like a 0.5% chance of being that fast. You know what I mean? Those kinds of people are also like 0.1% of the population in the US. So it's not exactly likely that you're that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I think a lot of it is you guys just having to assess your own person and decide what you really want to work on. For me, I want to work on my speed. I think it's probably the one big thing that I'm lacking in my game, and I'm working on it heavily. Do I think it's the biggest thing in everyone's game? Do I think it's the most important thing out there? No. No, I don't. I think it's very shallow to say speed is all that matters. I don't believe that. It's very important in a lot of different aspects, but that brings me to my number 2 point. Not every position has speed at number 1 on the list of important things to have. If I'm an O-lineman, I'm not really thinking about speed. I'm not thinking about running that 40 as fast as I can. Of course they want to, and some of them do. Some of them are really fast. But, it's not the end of the world if one of them runs a 5.5. You know what I mean? Like, it just really depends on the way you play, and for linemen in particular, they can do different things really well and be slow and still be a really top recruit, a really top prospect coming out of high school or college. And they're not the only positions like that. There are other positions where, the way you play, the speed that you play at is all different rankings of importance. Now, that being said, there are different positions that require speed and probably do have it at the number 1 importance level. My immediate thought point comes to wide receivers. But even then, it's only 0.5% of the equation when it comes to receivers too. As a receiver, you may be fast. You may run a 4.3, all right? But that just means you can run in a straight line really fast. Being a receiver, and you can ask any of them this, it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. You have to be able to break down, you have to be able to catch the ball, you gotta be able to run routes effectively. That's why people argue about who the best receiver is in the league, and a lot of times it comes down to who's the best route runner, who gets open, who makes plays, who has the best hands. Not a whole lot of people talk about who's the fastest. A lot of people talk about who's fast, but not a lot of people talk about who's the fastest. If I was to think about speed, I would think of it like it's a key. It's a key to get in the talking of the realm of who's important. I want to get through this door that lets me in this realm of who's important. But in the end, speed, it really levels out over a certain amount of time, and at a certain degree, just everyone's fast. But do I think that it becomes the most important thing? Do I think that you can't play if you're not that elite level speed? Yeah, there's plenty of people that do it. There's plenty of people that make plays that aren't the fastest. Patrick Mahomes ran a 4.7 40. And if I'm wrong, I will put it on screen right now, but I believe he ran a 4.7 40. That's not blazing fast speed for what is known probably as a mobile quarterback. He's probably considered a pretty mobile quarterback. That's not blazing fast speed, but he makes it work because he has other unique aspects to him. What other aspects of your game can you offer the team that wants to recruit you? I've only been sitting in this water for probably like 15 minutes. And it's already starting to get warm. God, why is it so hot? Now, my last point really harkens back to my first point, and it's that you can be fast and you can run a 4.3, like I said, in the 40. Maybe you're a sophomore, right? Maybe you're 16, 160 pounds, and you're fast, you're on the track team, and you're feeling great. You're wondering, man, I'm scoring these touchdowns, I am route running these dudes. Why am I not getting recruited the way I want to? Why am I not getting these bigger offers? I got these smaller schools looking at me, but I want those bigger offers. What's wrong? The thing that separates a lot of people when it comes to speed and when it comes to recruiting in general and how they look at that speed is, are you gonna be able to put on that 20 to 40 pounds of muscle throughout college and keep that speed? That's how you stay healthy, and that's how you survive college football and pro football and beyond. I know I keep going back to this, but there are exceptions to this as well, but there are very few people that can play at that, ooh, a butterfly. There are very few people that can play at this level of football and be that light. They have to be able to put on some sort of muscle mass, which muscle weighs more than fat. So in order to put on that muscle mass, you got to gain some weight. Now you're gonna have to be able to maintain your speed, and that's where the elite level of athletes come, is who can put on that weight, who can put on that muscle, who can do all these different things. You may have been able to run a 4.4 as a sophomore. You may even have been able to run a 4.3 as a freshman. But are you going to be able to put on that muscle? Are you going to be able to put on that weight in general and really build up your body to be prepared to take on the collisions in college football and then still run that 4.4, 4.3 come time when they're testing you? That's what really starts to separate those high-level athletes from the people who are just track people. Those track people are fast. They're hella fast. They're running like 10.2s in the 100, but they're only like 170 max, Maybe a little bit heavier if you're taller, but still, it really just harkens back to what I was saying in the first point. You can run in a straight line, but that doesn't mean you're good at football. You may just suck. You know, maybe that's why you're not getting recruited. And, you know, that's a bit harsh, but if you're just fast and you're not working on your cuts, your breakdowns, your blocking if you're any other position that requires blocking, your tackling if you require a position that requires tackling, if you suck at catching, if you're bad at route running, you gotta have more in your bag. You can't just be fast. You gotta have the mindset too. Are you smart? Are you able to read the defense? Are you able to read the offense? Once you realize that people are able to make up in their lack of speed with knowledge, technique, and perceptibility of the offense and or defense, you're gonna realize that a lot of times you can get away with not being fast. Of course you want to be, right? You want that in your bag, but it's not everything. And I encourage you to increase the other parts of your game. Increase the ability of your route running, the ability of your coverage of those routes. You know, maybe you're not the fastest cornerback, all right, but if you're able to read routes really well and you're able to really lock up guys and cover well in open space, you're gonna be way more recruited than the guy who can run a 4-3 but can't cover any other kind of ball other than a fade. All right, this is a little self-plug, but I gotta go stream now. I'm gonna go take off these wet clothes and probably go stream. So if you guys want to catch me in there, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We play video games and we talk a bunch of different stuff, anime, football, whatever. If you guys want to ask me questions, I'm in there. I'm on Twitch, and you can go ahead and follow me right there on Twitch. Yeah, I recently became affiliated, so subscribe. And speaking of subscribe, if you guys want to, you know, see more of me, see more of what I'm talking about, I do kind of fun stuff. I talk about stuff that you guys might care about, but I also show what kind of my life is like as trying to pursue my pro college football career. So if you guys want to see more of that, go ahead, subscribe to me. I appreciate it. Like this video, it helps spread it across the YouTube algorithm. You know, it helps spread the video and spread my name, spread my influence. You know, I like to help as many people as possible. So just a like on the video would be great. Both subscribe and liking this video is free. And if you guys don't want to, if you guys don't want to continue subscribing to me, it's always free to unsubscribe. No problem, just click the button. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. My name is Jarvis, and I'll see you guys on the next one.